Advice from my daughter. Top of the morning to you. Standard redhead joke that everybody's done a zillion times. All right. I want to thank you in advance for any advice you have from me or my daughter. My daughter is 13. I'm going to say it the whole way through. Is 13 and doesn't have many interests. At least none that she is willing to stick with. Well, she's only 13, dude. The fuck? She's got to pick a career? You screaming at her every night, is it going to be finance? You're going to be a nurse. Mom! However, there seems to be one subject that keeps coming up that she asks my help with, and that's comedy. She's a funny and incredibly sarcastic kid, my favorite type of humor. Well, she probably got it from you then.
Yeah, I was just about to say
yeah.
that.
Oh, because she's daddy's little sarcastic girl. And she wants to learn how to write jokes. I have searched for classes, but they appear to be given at a comedy club, and I don't think they would want a 13-year-old girl around. You wouldn't want to bring a 13-year-old girl down to a comedy club.
They've got to have
cursing like a sailor.
They've got to have some kids programs. Don't they do that?
Let me finish before you come in here with your wisdom. Can you recommend any kind of book or video class that she can study? I've seen a lot of material, but I'm not sure what will help her get started. Big fan and appreciate any suggestions that you may have. And if you read this on the advice show, please give me a heads up. I will have her. How the fuck would I give you? I don't know who you are. What is the advice show? Let her hear it directly from you and not shittily passed along from her moron father. And I would like to count how many mistakes you made reading this letter. I kept the well, you want to talk about mistakes, dude, when you said at least none that she's willing. You spelled none, N-O-N. All right, fucko? I kept the word small for your illiterate ginger ass. They're such arrogant cunts.
Maybe this is why your daughter doesn't like to share interests, because you're kind of a prick.
No, he is. You know what it is? He's worried that I'm going to shit on him, so he's going to shit on me first. So anyways, first of all, Emerson College, all of a sudden now you can major in comedy.
I heard that tonight.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense considering the
comedic legends that have graduated from the school.
No, just
such as Bill Burr.
Just the tickets that comics are selling. When I started out, there was a handful of people playing theaters. Mm-hmm. And that would be like George Carlin, Bill Cosby. See, I'm already forgetting. I mean, maybe those guys that had their TV shows. And when I started, Seinfeld still hadn't become a hit yet. So he was probably just selling out clubs. Maybe Roseanne Barr, if she gave a fuck enough at that point, because Roseanne was still going. But it was a short list. And now there's like a zillion people out there, it seems. They're all playing theaters. They're all writing new hours and everything. Like, there's never been a more prolific time. So I think they're finally seeing it when, like, how many fucking comics have sold out Madison Square Garden? Like, that was like, it was like Eddie Murphy did it, Dice Clay did it, and then Dane Cook did it. So there was like there was two guys in the 80s, nobody in the 90s that I knew of. No comic in the 90s that I know of that wasn't, well, Eddie had already stopped. Dice maybe did it in 1990. But,
Seinfeld?
No,
or was he doing
I don't
the
think
show?
he was doing the show.
That was when a lot of comics were doing their own TV shows.
Yeah.
Tim Allen.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but all of a sudden now, there's like I think I know like 5 people that sold the fucking thing out. So it's now it's finally, I think, comedy. Well, maybe that they're having it as like comedy writing and that, but I always look at it as like being a comedian. It's actually it's a career now, where people used to kind of look at it, even though it always was a career, but it was always kind of viewed as like it was this stepping stone to get a sitcom.
I find it strange that like you major in comedy. It's cool, but it's like, it's such a weird thing. So they're probably
weird. Do you have to be funny in like your application and shit like
right?
How
Exactly.
do you do that?
They probably do like the acting program where you have to do some material. They probably study all like the history of comedy from the very beginning, like vaudeville up until now. They watch a ton of specials. They probably have to write. It's like, kind of like when I did Emerson and I graduated with a media arts degree, right? We watched a shitload of movies. We wrote a lot of papers about it. That's probably what they're going to do. They have to do some sort of performance.
Right. Well, right now, I would say, well, his question was, what can you do now? I would just say...
What city are they? Did they say what city they're in?
I don't know. Listen, I would just say, watch as many comedians as you can, or watch as many comedies as you can. Mm-hmm. Depending if you want to be a writer or something like that. I mean, these are the fun years. Like, there's no, like, you're 13. I mean, it's not like
exactly. It'll probably change.
It should be but it should be enjoyable. It should be enjoyable.
Yeah, why are you trying to make it a career for her already? No,
because he loves her.
No, I know. I'm just joking. But also, they do improv classes for people that age. That's a good fun thing to do.
Don't take an improv class at 13.
Why?
That's like teaching a kid how to throw a fucking curveball. They're too young. Well, if you try to teach a kid when he's too young to throw a curveball, let me finish. You're fucking interrupting me here. They're fucking, they get the Tommy John surgery. Now what? Now you're going to pout on me?
I'm not pouting.
Yeah, you are. That's your pout face.
Is this my pout face?
Yeah, I was trying. I had a nice fucking reference there about throwing the curveball. It was going well, and you were jumping in on me. So I decided to defend myself. And now you know what's going to happen? You're within 3 more dumb things of me saying of doing that thing where you cross your arms and you fucking look in the other direction.
My arms are already half crossed.
I know.
Yeah.
And then I say, what's wrong? And you go, nothing. Nothing's wrong. Something's wrong. You got your fucking arms crossed.
I don't understand what her going to an improv class is. Why is that a bad idea? Because a lot of those improv theaters, they also do comedy writing workshops and all that kind of stuff.
I'll tell you what, because anybody
learned how to perform.
Who's in comedy and their job is to teach 13-year-olds how to do improv, they stink. They married a rich guy and they're fucking bored, and now they think, oh, maybe this is my talent. And they're going to teach him more shit.
I had
this is what you do.
Teachers, not when I was 13.
Not when you were 13. Fuck that. This is what you do.
When I was 13, but
hang out with your friends and joke around and be funny and find out the movies that, make your generation laugh. Just do that. This should be fun. It should be fun.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Shouldn't be, turning this into like the sports dads, which was the reference where they teach them how to throw a fucking curveball at 13. And the movement that you do when you throw it, you're snapping your wrists like that. The tendons in their arms are still growing or whatever. I don't know what it is medically, but their arm is not strong enough to do it. And these kids need Tommy John surgery, which is basically you take a ligament out of your fucking leg and replace it in the elbow they should be skipping rocks across a fucking lake.
You know the advice that I gave? No, you're absolutely right. The advice I gave
Holy
is the
shit.
kind of
Can you
advice.
say that again?
What?
That's all right. I have it recorded. Go ahead.
Oh, when I said that you're right?
You said absolutely right. I don't think I've ever heard that.
The advice I just gave is the kind of advice my dad would give, where he'd be like, we'll get into a class and take this and do this writing thing and da-da-da-da. He would make it this whole big stage parent
regimented thing. Well, there's a time and place for that, and
That's
it's not when you're 13. 13, you should be walking home from school if they didn't have you fucking believing there's a pedophile behind every fucking tree. You should be goofing off with your friends and just... You should know how to make people laugh. You should just be fucking making people laugh. You don't want to break it down and be like, oh, I just made my 13-year-old friend laugh. Well, let's see. Let's look at the setup and what was the punchline. You're going to start doing.
Right.
Oh, here comes what I'm going to do today at school? You know what I do today? You're 13. I'm going to work on my misdirections. Dad, you wouldn't believe it. I tagged this whole thing about the lunch lady. You don't want to do that. Just fucking
suck all the fun out of it.
Exactly. Just, I would say, watch the legends of today, like Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, whatever the fuck you're into, and I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's what I would do.
That's good advice.
Yeah, I don't stick her in a fucking comedy class. Oh Jesus! File that under oh Jesus. Comedy, what is it?
Webster's dictionary defines comedy as.
What is this thing that we call comedy?
Each and every one of us has the ability to achieve great things, but it is not always easy. There will be obstacles, there will be setbacks, and there will be times when we want to give up. But it is during those moments that we must dig deep and find the strength to keep going. Believe in yourself and trust in your abilities. You are capable of more than you know. And when you encounter a challenge, remember that it is not the end, it is simply an opportunity to learn and grow. Life is not always fair, but it is always worth it. Every struggle, every hardship, every obstacle we overcome makes us stronger and more resilient. And when we finally achieve our goals, the sense of accomplishment and pride is all the sweeter. So don't be afraid to dream big and pursue your passions. And when things get tough, remind yourself why you started and keep pushing forward. Together, we can accomplish anything. And let me remind you, success is not defined by the destination, but the journey. The process of working hard, failing, learning, and trying again is what shapes us as individuals and helps us to become the best.
Let me tell you about a story so true. We're showing me style and it's all so cool. It's about a garment torn and frayed, getting its threads, the story conveyed. Walking down the streets with holes in my teeth. These ripped things here, part of me you see. It ain't about the brand or the label it holds. It's about the journey, the stories it unfolds. In these ragged clothes I find my voice, a testament to resilience. My choice from the streets to the stage, I rock my style. In my tattered shirt, I walk that mile. Ripped and torn, but still I stand in my ragged attire. I command, it's not just fabric, it's a statement I preach. In my threadbare garment, I find my reach. From the barrio to the bar, I make my mark. In my worn out jeans, I leave a spark. They may call it rags, but I call it art. In every stitch and tear, I play my part. It's the struggle of the streets, the hustle so real. In my tattered jacket, I seal the deal. A symbol of defiance against the status quo. My passion, the pants, I let it show. It's not about the riches or the wealth I lack. In my faded hoodie, I stay on track. It's the heart of the hustle, the grind each day. In my worn out kicks, I find my way. Ripped and torn, but still I stand. In my ragged attire, I command. It's not just fabric, it's a statement I preach. In my threadbare garment, I find my reach. So here's to the ones with the clothes that tear. In our patched up attire we have, so let the world see our garments worn. For in our rags, our stories are born. In the language of the streets we speak. In our torn up clothes we find our peak.
Best versions of ourselves. So embrace the challenges, embrace the struggles, embrace the failures. They are all necessary steps on the path to success. And when you feel like giving up, remember that you are not alone. We all face difficulties, and we all have the power to overcome them. And most importantly, remember that the only person you need to compete with is the person you were yesterday. So set your goals, make a plan, and take action. Every day is an opportunity to make progress and become the best version of yourself. So I urge you to believe in yourself, to have faith in your abilities, and to never give up. You have within you the power to achieve greatness. Now go out there and make it happen. Thank you.